Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I am Rue, and today I'm going to be gathering my first thoughts on the 'Tis the Season collection from Cosmic Beauty. So the whole collection is being discontinued, so it was heavily discounted, and when I saw this first get released, I thought it looked gorgeous. This is what she looks like, and Cranberries looks so stunning. Honestly, a lot of these shades look super workable, and like I can create a lot out of this palette here. So I'm super excited to play with it. I will also be doing my using every shade in a palette with this palette eventually. It probably won't be coming right away just because I'm already doing 2 looks with this one, and I want to give some of my other palettes some love. But I'm super excited, so we're going to be trying out the palette, and then there's also 2 lipsticks. This is look number 1, by the way. I already tried one of the lipsticks and one of the blushes. So this one is in Ginger Snap. This is the one I used for the look I'm currently wearing. And so far, no complaints. I don't do bullet lipsticks very often. I don't actually have any in my collection other than now these 2. And the other one, upside down, is Santa Baby. So this one I will be using in look number 2. I think this kind of shade suits me better personally, but I'm gonna give this one a try as well, and I feel like I want to love classic reds on me. Maybe I can learn to. The other products we will be trying in this video, I already used the first one. This one is in Nutmeg, and these are cream blushes, which I actually I can't recall ever using them until today. This was my first time using a cream blush. I'm quite happy with the results so far, but I have not tried Mary yet as we are filming this intro here. So this is the other shade, and it looks really pretty as well. I feel like this shade will look amazing. The only product I'm a little unsure about is Santa Baby, that lipstick, just because those reds don't always suit me super well, but we will see. So, oh, and the other thing is the packaging on the blushes and lipsticks. These are brand new, and look how fingerprinty and dirty they already look. It's just, I don't love the packaging. The packaging on the palette, however, is, I just hit myself in the face. The packaging on the palette, however, is stunning. And I mean, as long as the products work well, I'm not super picky about packaging. However, I did want to mention that packaging like this gets dirty really fast. That said, this whole collection is on currently, as long as it's still available. I don't know. When I bought it, the whole collection was on sale for $48 Canadian. That's like 35 US dollars-ish. I did the conversion on Google. I'm a Canadian content creator here, so most of my price points I will be saying in Canadian, but that is literally less than the full price for just the palette. With shipping, I think I ended up paying around $77 for all of it, which it was a little bit hard for me to justify. But at the same point, the collection full price originally was like $138 Canadian. So I still got it for almost half price even after the insane shipping prices. And yes, I do think $30 in shipping is insane, but as someone who runs a small business, I get it. Shipping actually does cost that much money, sometimes more if it's bigger stuff. So even though it's hard for me to justify, I completely understand it because I've experienced it firsthand. Anyways, I think that was a very long introduction, so let's just go ahead and hop into this look and then whatever the second look's gonna be. Let's go. Hey guys, so for today's look, I think I'm going to tape the eyes off, and I'm wanting to play with the greens and purples in this palette. Is that what I want to do? I'm just realizing that I'm also trying out the blushes and the lipsticks today, so I'm trying to think what would be best for those colors that are included in the collection. I was so excited to do green and purple, but I feel like I wanted to use the Ginger Snap, this one, and which blush was it? Nutmeg. So maybe I should use the neutral shades today. Alright, so I'm gonna flip it. So I was gonna go with green and purple today, and then browns and pinks tomorrow, but I think I want to do browns and pinks today. And then I'm going to want to do pinks and something else tomorrow just to go with the other blush and lipstick. So we're going to do browns and pinks today. So I'm going to start with priming my eyes, and I'm just going to like stare at the palette for a minute while I decide what I want to do. Cranberries is really pretty. I might use that one tomorrow. That one's a shifty shade. So maybe tomorrow I could do, because that one shifts red to green. So maybe tomorrow I could do a pink green look and include cranberries. For now, I think we're gonna go for something really cute and soft for me. Soft for me. Okay, so I think cookies would go really well with nutmeg and ginger snap. I think I want to use stocking, cookies, probably some ginger, and hot chocolate for my mattes. Maybe hot chocolate. Probably a little bit to deepen it. So we're going to go stocking, cookies as the main mattes. Ginger's going to go on the brow bone, and we'll deepen just a little bit with hot chocolate. And I think that's how I'm going to start the look. So let's start with, do I want the pink here or, yeah, we're going to put stocking, which is that really cute mauve-y, almost mauve-y pink shade. And I'm not sure how the shimmers will go on the lid. They might be good toppers, so I kind of want to put it on my crease and my lid. And I'm going about almost half of the way to the center, not quite, like between a third and half. And I'm actually going to grab ginger right away, just so that I have something nice to blend out into. And we're just going to pop that at the top, like by my brow bone. That way my shades will blend out really nice and easy. I really enjoy having a shade like that in a collection or in a palette. Sometimes I'll dip into something just to give it to me. Sometimes I don't need it, but it's usually nice to have. So I'm just gonna blend that shade out and soften the edges a little bit. So yeah, this collection is insanely inexpensive right now. The whole collection is on for cheaper than just the palette was full price. The whole collection, I got it for 48 Canadian dollars. That's like 35 US dollars. I'm Canadian, so I'll mostly be speaking in that price point. Shipping was pretty like expensive. It was like $30 in total. I spent, I think it was like $77 and a few cents. Going into cookies now to get the entire collection, but the entire collection full price was $135 or $138. So realistically, even paying shipping, I got everything for half price, and that is with shipping costing as high as it was. Cosmic Beauty actually just posted, I saw it today, that it is almost sold out and it will not be restocking. So my gut feeling was definitely correct in thinking that once it's gone, it's gone. I'm assuming they want it gone before the new season. I bet they have plans for dropping something else. But I can't help but wonder why this collection was harder for them to move. Like, it's almost been a year now, and the collection is on for so cheap. Like, before shipping, what is that? Like a third of the price, I think? I'm going into hot chocolate now, and I'm just placing it on the outer edge and just pulling it up a tiny bit into cookies. Cookies. I don't want too much of this shade. Actually, Holly would have been cute too. That's a really nice dark green. I did read on Reddit. I don't know why. I honestly never go on Reddit except like once in a blue moon. I'm just going back in with my small fluffy brush that I used for cookies just to blend that shade a little bit. But I went onto Reddit and a lot of people were complaining that they feel like Cosmic Beauty reuses shades all the time in their palettes and then just pops a couple new ones in and calls it a new palette. But I mean, Cosmic Beauty is even full price, super inexpensive compared to a lot of indie brands that I know and love. They almost always have at least one, maybe more shifty shades in their palettes, and they're still inexpensive. And I feel like they have quite groundbreaking color stories a lot of the time. So I'm not sure, maybe I should like open all my palettes, do some swatches of colors that I think look similar and see. I only have 4 of their palettes, but maybe I'll see what other people are seeing. I'm not really sure. To me, I think their color stories are always very beautiful. So I was very excited to get this on sale. I hope it's still available when this video gets posted. I am pushing it up from a few other videos, so it will be posted. The unboxing is getting posted this upcoming Sunday, and then this will get posted on the Wednesday after, as long as I can get it edited in time. So it will get posted fairly close to when I filmed it. So I'm hoping that if you guys didn't know about the deal and you were interested in this, especially with holiday season coming up, why not grab it when it's as cheap as it is? These shades are blending just as I expect them to from my previous experience with Cosmic Beauty. The fallout is quite minimal. I know there's a little bit down here, but I'm very messy with my makeup, and for it to be that minimal, for me, that's great. I don't know what I want to do under the eye yet, and I was trying to decide between Celebrate and Candlelight, and I for sure want to use some tinsel. So tinsel will be on the inner part of the lid, and then either Candlelight or Celebrate for the outer part. I'm just gonna swatch the two. So this one is Candlelight, and then this one is Celebrate. I think I want to go, they're both really cute. I think I want to go with Candlelight though. I'm just gonna take some glitter primer. I don't know what I want to do on my inner corner either. I'm taking just a small amount of glitter primer, and we're just gonna use this flat brush and just put that on the lid. We're gonna go into tinsel first, and I'm just gonna pop that on the inner part of the lid, and I kind of want to pull it so that it's on the upper part of the lid, pulled out a little bit more. That's a really nice shade too, although in my experience tinsel is silver, but I mean it's a cute shade. Okay, and then we're gonna go into Candlelight just on the same brush. I just flipped it over to use the other side, and I'm just gonna pop that right beside tinsel. And I'm also going to be creating more looks with this palette in the near future. I'll be doing my using every single shade in the palette series. So even though I'm not using everything today, that will come whenever it hits my to-do list. For now, we're doing 2 looks, but there will be more looks coming, even though, again, I know this isn't a new palette. It's their last year collection. But if you wanted to get your hands on it, now A is your last chance, but also is an incredible deal. So I really like that. I'm just gonna try and clean the edges up a little bit, and I want to go back into Hot Chocolate and just blend the edges here as well. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go back in with my first little fluffy brush and just touch this up a little bit. Now I need to decide what I want on my inner corner and on my lower lash line. What might be cute on my lower lash line is using cranberries, because the red kind of works really well with the orange and Candlelight and everything, but it might shift kind of green, which could be fun. And then I could put decorations in on my inner corner. So these two. We'll start with this one, and then I'll decide for sure what I want for my inner corner. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little more glitter primer and pop that on my lower lash line. So I'm going in with a little angled brush here, just with a small amount of glitter primer. And I'm just running that nice and tight along the lower lash line. And now I'm going into Cranberries. That's such a good shade, like shade name, because the red and the green for cranberries. I don't know, it just feels very cute. Yeah, it's definitely leaning red, but that makes sense with what the eye look is. I wonder if putting green on that inner corner will help pull it green too. So we are gonna go into decorations now, and that's gonna be my inner corner shade. That is another really pretty shimmer, and I'm just gonna pull it into Cranberries a little bit and also pull it up into the lid just a little bit. I'm gonna go back into Cranberries on that little angled brush and just pull in Decorations. I think that's all I'm doing for eyeshadow. I'm gonna finish off the eye as well as the other eye, and then I will come back to finish off the face so that we can test out the blush and lipstick together as well. Okay, eyes are done. I also did do primer and foundation, but we are going to do the highlight and blush and lips together. The highlight, there wasn't any included in this collection. I'm just gonna go ahead and use my Moon Slice Beauty highlighter. You know what? We're not gonna do that. We are gonna do a highlight after, but we're gonna go in with Nutmeg. So I did Google, and you put this on after your foundation and then you can set it with a powder. I don't know what brush to use. I'm gonna try with this little guy and just see. So I'm gonna work on picking it up. I'm not gonna really judge these products just because I don't know how to use them. That's a lot of pigment. When I swatched it, it was not that pigmented. Ooh, okay. I'm going in with a slightly bigger, sort of like dense fluffy brush. Like this is the brush I usually use for powdered blushes. I'm just gonna use that to blend the shade out. I did not expect it to lay down so much pigment, but it looks really cute so far. It is blending out, thankfully. I was a little worried there for a minute, but I think that looks pretty cute. That blended out quite nicely. Gonna put a little bit more and I'm gonna blend it out again. That looks really nice. Okay. First time using this kind of blush, I think, ever. And I would say I did a pretty good job. It doesn't feel too tacky. I am still gonna set it with a setting powder. I'm just picking the blush up like this and then just dotting it basically and trying to get it fairly even. And then we go in with the other brush and blend it all out. So that's how I was picking up the blush. I didn't know if that was the right way. I still don't know, but it seemed to work for me. So I'm gonna take that as a win. Since it's a cream blush, I think I will wash this brush right away so that it's ready to use again, because I think that if I don't wash it, it won't really be good to use until I wash it again. We're gonna go ahead and set that down we're gonna go ahead and set my face now with the Jaclyn Cosmetics, my almost empty setting powder. I'm just gonna pack it in under the eye and then I'm just gonna lightly place it everywhere else on the face, and it's not taking away from that blush, which makes me happy. Just kind of pressing it into the skin, and I'd say that feels pretty good. Just using this big fluffy brush just to brush away all the excess powder. Okay, we'll throw on something for highlight. I was thinking I wanted something kind of warm toned, but my options are limited. I'm gonna go into the Devour collection from Unearthly, and we're just gonna take some of Delicate, and I'm just gonna pick it up on this fluffy brush. Just gently brushing my cheek with it. Okay, now let's do lips. Unfortunately, I don't have any nude or brown lip pencils, so I'm gonna go in. This isn't the one I picked, is it? So I'm just gonna go in with Love Bug from ColourPop. It'll be the closest I can get, I think. Okay, hopefully that's good. I don't really use bullet lipsticks either, but we're gonna go ahead and use Ginger Snap here. It smells good. I feel like I already messed up here. I think that looks okay. I am very picky about lip products, but I think it looks pretty and I will wear it for the evening. I'm setting up for an event this evening, so I will let you know how it felt and if it started to bother me at all throughout the next at least few hours. I am super picky with lip products, so I try not to really review them because they're just not usually my thing. I'm still gonna wear it. I think this looks really cute, but I am gonna hop off and just fix up my hair and outfit, and then I'll come back on and we'll do a quick little chat. We are back and I'm feeling very cute in this look. It's not what I expected my first look from the 'Tis the Season palette would be, but it's really pretty. It all blended beautifully. The fallout was super minimal and the blends are great. The shimmers are great. So far, I'm very happy. The blush, I was very unsure about, honestly, because I always use a pressed powder blush. This blended out really beautifully. I might have to try out some more cream blushes in the future. This one is super pretty. I'm very excited to try out Mary, which is the other blush. I will be doing that in my next look here. The lipstick, I'm still unsure about. It hasn't been very long. I just finished up my look. So far, it doesn't feel overly uncomfortable, which I'm gonna take as a win. It's not really bothering me. I do think it would come off if I ate or didn't use a straw for a beverage or something like that. That's most of these types of lipsticks, I think. But so far, I'm very happy and I am ready to try the other blush and lipstick. So let's go ahead and hop into look number 2. Okay guys, so jumping straight into the second look, I did already prime my eyes with my Morphe eye primer. I was thinking today we would go into some of the greens and browns and cranberries more intensely on the lid this time. So I'm going to start with ginger on my brow bone, and then we're going to go into holly and mistletoe to start. I felt like everything wore quite well yesterday with the lipstick and everything. Even after eating, there was just a little bit gone right on the inner part of the lip, which I was personally pretty impressed with, considering I was out for quite a few hours, and even after eating, the lipstick still looked okay. I loved the blush. It felt really pretty, very comfortable to wear, and the eyeshadow is exactly what I expect from Cosmic brushes or Cosmic Beauty. I'm gonna go into holly now, which is that super dark green, and I really want to pack it on the outer corner here and just build it up quite a bit. So I did my setup yesterday and I think it went pretty well. Today is going to be day one of the event actually being open. It opens later because it is technically a work day. It's a Friday, so it doesn't open until 2 p.m. so I can take my time getting ready today before heading out, which is super nice. It's a very dark green, almost black on the eye. It would make for a great deepening shade, I think. And then what I want to do is pack mistletoe beside it and above it so that I can blend it out. So I'm just wiping my brush off because I don't want that dark green to spread around too much. And going into mistletoe, I'm gonna start by using this kind of dense flat brush because I really want to pack it into the crease. So I want the pigment to be pretty intense down here, and then I'll use it also to blend out holly. So just really packing it in, and then I'm gonna start just placing it above where I'm gonna want to blend it, just pulling it up closer to the brow bone, and I will re-intensify holly as I'm blending the two shades as well. And then I need to decide what I want to put here. I like the placement of that. I know I still have to do the blend. I think I'm gonna go in to Party, and it's just gonna be a tiny pop of purple. So I'm just packing that just on this little part of the eye. Yeah, that even the darker purple of the two is not really doing much. I feel like maybe Ribbon will be good as like a brow bone shade. This purple is not very purple, so I definitely don't think Ribbon will be. I don't think it looks bad. I just wish it was a little bit more true to color. All right, we're gonna start blending everything. So mostly working on the holly and mistletoe blend. Just going back into a tiny bit of holly and very lightly blending these together. Just really want those edges softened so it's not such a harsh blend. I'm gonna go back into mistletoe now. These shades are taking quite a bit of effort to blend, which usually a green with a green should be pretty easy, but one is very dark and the other is very light. Maybe I'll go into just a tiny bit of Garland just to kind of blend in between the two to help make it more of a smooth transition. I'm taking a very small amount. I think that made the difference. And I'm sure I could have got those two first shades to blend on their own, but I have the extra green there. I figure I might as well utilize it. And I do think the blend looks better now. Not quite perfect, but we're getting there. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. I think what we're gonna do next is shimmers. I don't know what I want to do for my under eye yet, so I'm just gonna go into my NYX glitter primer and pop a little bit of that on my hand, and then I'm gonna grab this flat brush here just to put that glitter primer on, and we're gonna go into, I think we're gonna do both cranberries and decorations, and then probably celebrate. So we're gonna start with cranberries, and I'm just picking it up on the same brush that I put my glitter primer on, and we're gonna start by packing that in to the deeper, like closest to the deeper green shades. This is a really pretty red. I know it's shifty, but the red on it is stunning. I'm not seeing much of the green shift on it yet on the eye. I see it in the pan, but so far it's only really showed me red. Okay, so from over here, it looks green. So if I look, anyways, the red on it is gorgeous. The green too, from what I saw, just that little peak there. I really love that. And we're gonna go into decorations next. I'm just wiping off that brush. And we're gonna put decorations right beside it here. And I'm gonna try and blend the two shades together a little bit. Just kind of pulling back and forth between the two. I do want Cranberry to be the main star of the show, but I wanted to add just a little extra something. And now I'm gonna put Celebrate on my inner corner. So I'm just picking that up on this small brush here. And I'm gonna kind of pull it up. And we're gonna touch up those mattes now, starting with that lavender right here. I really feel like I can't see this shade at all, which is weird because I have the Delicious Delights palette from them and their pastels are really good. It's not too bad. It'll do the trick. I wish there was a little more to it. Next, I'm going back into Mistletoe and I'm just touching everything up a little bit. So blending that lavender into the green. And I shouldn't need to go back into Garland. I'm gonna go back into Holly though, and I just want to make sure that this outer corner is nice and intense and kind of blend that into Cranberries. I am gonna actually take a little bit of Garland and just add it to the blend again, just up here. And I'm gonna also touch up my inner corner shade, Celebrate. And then I'm just gonna clean up under my eye and decide what I want to put down there. All right, now for on the lower lash line, I was thinking we would go in with Candlelight. I've been really enjoying putting a shimmer on the lower lash line lately. I had a little bit of glitter primer left on my hand, so I'm just gonna pop that on the lower lash line here. And then I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Candlelight and we're just gonna place that. Yeah, that's super pretty. That's like a nice goldy shade. Okay, so that's all we're gonna do for eyeshadow. So I'm gonna hop off, catch up the other eye, get my face started, but I will come back to test out the other blush and lipstick on camera with you guys. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, eyes are finished. I did my primer and foundation. We're gonna go into Mary this time. So I'm just gonna be picking it up on this brush here. And I'm just swiping to get product. And that looks like a good amount. So I'm just gonna gently be placing it around the cheek. That looks like a nice color too. I think I do prefer, I think it was called Nutmeg, but I do think this one looks pretty nice as well. Gonna go in with this fluffy brush next. This is the one that I use for pressed blushes. I'm just using it to blend out that blush some more. The pigment on these is actually way better than I was anticipating when I swatched Nutmeg, so I'm really happy about that. And I think that looks really cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. Just gonna pick up a little bit more product here. And we're gonna do the same thing. So just blotting it and going in with that first brush to blend it out. Not first blush, but I wish this collection came with a highlighter too as well. What I could do, I just want a little bit more down here. I'm not sure if I should have put it on first or after, but I'm gonna go in with my Moon Slice Beauty highlighter stick in Girly Pop, and we're just gonna put a little bit there. And I'm just going to use the same brush to kind of pack it in to the cheek. Okay, I think that's looking really cute. Now we're just gonna set everything. I'm just using my Jaclyn Cosmetics in translucent, almost empty. I'm gonna pack it under the eyes, and then I'm just gonna put a little bit through the rest of my face, just so everything is nice and set. Have a long day ahead of me. My event is from 2 p.m. to 9, so I mean 7 hours. I'm happy with that. We're gonna go ahead and just use a big fluffy brush just to brush away if there's any excess. And we're gonna test out the lipstick as well. I was trying to decide between these two lippy pencils. I think we're gonna go with the darker one. So this one is Overtime, and I'm just going to be lining the lip. Okay, lips are lined. And then off camera, all I did was, I'm just gonna tell you really quick here, all I did was go in with extra frosting on my waterline. I used the same mascara. For primer and foundation, I used the two same foundations, and for my concealer, I went in with the Juvia's Place in 24 and the e.l.f. Camo in Light Sand. And that was all I did off camera, plus lashes that I just got off Amazon. So we're gonna go ahead and put on the lipstick. This one is Santa Baby. I feel like I didn't do the best job lining my lips, but that's my own fault, not the products. But what I am gonna do is go into Cranberries and just basically line my lips with that. I've been doing that with eyeshadow a few times lately and I really like it. So I'm just gonna go in with this little brush here and I'm just gonna use my finger to blend it so it's not too harsh of a line. I think that looks pretty cute. I'm not really a red lipstick girly. I'm gonna finish off the look, do my hair, outfit, and then I will come back and we will finish off the video. Okay friends, we are back with completed look number 2. Again, really great look. My first impressions on this collection, I have no complaints. Again, I don't really wear a lot of bright, like classic red lipstick, but that's just personal preference and I could learn to like it if I'm kind of forced to try it more. I do prefer the Ginger Snap lipstick from the two, and then I really like both blushes. I think the Nutmeg one is really nice, but this one's really pretty too. I have no complaints about the palette so far. I used a good chunk of the shades and really enjoyed the blend of them all. The greens were a little tricky, but as soon as I brought in another green to help, because that is a big difference in shade, it really smoothed everything out and I was happy with that. I will definitely be doing using every single shade in a palette with this palette eventually, but I've done 2 looks now. I'm gonna set this one aside and give some other palettes some love. So with that said, if you liked this video, please feel free to give it a like, and if you have anything you'd like to say down below, please do. If you grab this collection before it sells out while it's heavily discounted, let me know as well, because that's such a great deal in my opinion. And yeah, if you want to see more of my content, please feel free to subscribe. And other than that, I will catch you in my next one. Bye!